Welcome, everybody. My name is Selena Coleman, and this is Real Women, Real Talk. And today I have Silver Coleman with me, who is my daughter.
Hello.
And Precious Bell.
Hello.
I'm a little nervous. This is going to be a continuous show. I used to do Real Women, Real Talk about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And today we are starting it back. In Real Women, Real Talk, you're going to hear views of women about politics, things that's going on in the communities around the world, and our opinion on how we feel on what's going on.
As well as like women's everyday life, the difference between like young women and their everyday life versus older women and all of that kind of like difference and the contrast. Because me, I'm a lot younger, but you know, my mom, the way she parents versus me, the way I parent, and the way she parents is all going to be like different. So you're going to get like different opinions like that from, you know, everybody. Well, my name is Silver. Like she said, I am a chef. I went to school for about a year and a half. I also am enrolled in school for like to become a producer. So this is just something I've always had an interest in. So I kind of was just like, hey, let me hop on one time. So you guys can follow me on Instagram and YouTube at Simply Silver. On Instagram, it's going to be _Simply Silver.
And my name is Precious, and I am a hairstylist. I work out of a salon called Classy Hair Studio here in Lancaster. I'm also a mother of 4, ranging from 14 years old to 7 months old. So my days are very chaotic sometimes. But, yeah.
And I'm actually a mother of 6, and I have 5 grandkids, 3 grandsons and 2 granddaughters. I became a mother real young. I had my first daughter when I was 13, and my second daughter at 17, who's actually a musician. She's a rapper, and she's a signed artist under Heritage Music Group and Universal Records. So listen to her music when she comes out. Silver. So next week we're going to be doing
a Mother's Day brunch, yes. So we're going to actually film the whole thing, or at least that's the plan. We're going to have like the whole Mother's Day brunch. We're going to have mimosas, the whole 9 yards. So definitely tune in if you guys want to like and subscribe, you know, for our videos. Then when we go live, you guys will see. It'll be pretty fun. It'll be interesting. It's gonna have a lot more people versus today. It's just us 3 and our little dynamic.
Right. And my co-host Tiana Burton was unable to make it this weekend, and I'm not sure if she'll be able to make it next weekend. But in 3 weeks, definitely she'll be here, and we'll be talking about some stuff. I call her. She's almost a doctor. She has a master's in. I'm not sure what she has her master's in, but Tiana Burton has a master's, and she's a foster mom, and she works for social services, and so she'll also be on the show as my co-host. And hopefully we can bring Precious Bell back also next week.
Definitely.
And Silver will be coming in and out.
I'll be behind the scenes. Gotta have my chef coat on, you know. You gotta decide, you know. Can't have both the best.
But she will be here next week because she'll be doing the cooking and making things happen with our food. So we are parents and we do have kids, and so you will be hearing noise in the background because this Mevo camera, which is the bomb, picks up everything. And so shout out to Mevo, shout out to kids and Real Women, Real Talk.
Right.
And also we know Mother's Day is going to be some individuals will have a hard Mother's Day for whatever reason. Just cherish your mom if you can, because everyone is not blessed to still have their mothers in their life. And if you're fighting or feuding with your mom, next Sunday would be a definitely good weekend to make things up with them. You know, be the bigger person, bite your tongue, apologize if that's what it takes for you to be part of your mom's life. And if she's not here and it's making you sad, just go out, have lunch, brunch, dinner, to make yourself to make yourself feel good about Mother's Day, because we know everybody's not blessed to still have their mom. My mom passed away a few years ago. It's been tough, especially around Mother's Day, but because I am a mom, my kids make it a lot easier for me by actually appreciating me during Mother's Day. So
I'm kind of excited. I have a 9-month-old baby, so this will be my first Mother's Day with my baby. So I'm kind of excited, but you know, we got a lot going on. It's gonna be, I mean, we've always had, like, you know, a lot of things to do for Mother's Day, just because we have a big family, and we do appreciate, like, you know, my mom and the other mothers in the family, just because we're so, like, tight knit, that we just appreciate, like, you know, what everybody does in the family. So it's always been something kind of big. So to kind of be a part of it is like, you kind of the in crowd now,
right? You got in the club, kid.
But yeah, so that's gonna be fun. If you guys don't do anything like traditional, you guys can like comment and let us know like what you guys got planned, or you know what you normally do, or if you just, you know, chill at home and you're like, oh no, my mom just, you know, we stay in and watch a movie. You know, comment, let us know, like keep us up to date with what you guys got going on.
And make sure you like and subscribe, because this is not going to be our last Real Women Real Talk. This is just the first of many, and hopefully, not hopefully, one day soon we'll get sponsors and we'll do things on a bigger level, and we'll start having events where you guys actually can come out while we do live tapings and have it really going on. And our producer for our show is Michelle, and she's gonna be awesome. She is awesome, actually. She was I was running for president of my union, and she was actually my campaign manager, and we had things off the ground, but my union was a little threatened by me, and so they made sure things didn't happen so I can become president. But in 3 years we're gonna do it again, and it's just gonna take time and energy, but we're not gonna they won't be able to shut me down in 3 years when we do this again. So look out for that, for when I run for president of SCIU Local 721.
Oh, girl.
And so, Precious, tell them what you do as a hairdresser.
Well, primarily I do natural styles. I braid, I do weaves, I do pretty much everything. I have a pretty large clientele. I'm always busy, but you can find my work on Instagram at Preshka Bar the Boss. And also on Facebook at Preshka Bar Braids.
So spell the Precious.
And I've been braiding pretty much all my life. The crazy part is I taught myself, and I learned at probably like 12. And I've been going at it as a career for maybe the last 3 years. And it's really proven to be pretty lucrative. I love it. I'm planning on expanding within the next year and opening my own shop. And that's a really big thing for me. I plan on bringing my family into it and making it like a real big, you know, thing for my kids to see entrepreneurship.
So I have a question for you, because I know a lot of braiders or a lot of hairstylist people don't allow kids. Are you going to have your shop kid friendly, or are you going to be one of those shops that say?
Because I don't like that rule that you can't bring kids, because myself, I always have my kids. So if I want to get my hair done, I would need a kid friendly environment. So I'll probably have like a separate section for children. I wouldn't have them in the hair area because it's kind of dangerous, but definitely it will be a kid-friendly shop.
Well, that'll be good. What styles can moms do for their kids to get their hair done?
I do a lot of braids on kids, because kids are really active and really, it has to just be low maintenance with them. So the smaller braids with their own hair, and just into simple little ponytails and things like that.
Well, that's tight.
So I've seen her do these one braids that were like super cute. There was this little girl, and she was getting like little triangle, like, I don't know what it's called, but like they're like her natural hair, and she got them like in little triangles, and then they were like braided out like that. Like,
oh yeah, and the
I don't know
bands.
what they're called, but like I don't know.
I think I remember.
They're like little triangle shape. So they look like box braids, but they're with your natural hair, and they're like a little bit bigger with triangle parts. I was like, that is super cute. Like the little baby girl.
Yeah, summer's coming up too, so oh my goodness, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Well, if you go to my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, you'll probably see a video that I shared when Precious was actually braiding my hair. The next time I get braids, I won't get fake hair added because my hair is so thin, and it comes out real good though, but it doesn't last long. So I'll just get my regular hair braided, or excuse me, my real hair braided, and then leave it up for a week or so. But she does excellent braids. When she braids, you don't have to worry about your hair as much. I think that whole 2 weeks or 3 weeks I had them, I had just got up, got dressed for work, and I didn't have to spend that extra 10 or 15 minutes on my hair, which I love that time saving.
Jania's hair has to be done. Her in the morning doing hair, at least 30, 45 minutes. We're late.
Oh yeah.
I don't even do my hair. This is my, I just got out the shower, throw it in a little sloppy bun. It kind of just comes out. Yeah. But I mean, shout out to you though. Cut my hair, dye my hair, braid my hair, all go to Precious. Like, I don't get my hair braided no more just because I just don't do it. It's a lot of, you got to figure out when to take it out, and then you got to take it out. It's a lot of work. So I just don't get it done no more. But as for like, I get it trimmed to make sure, my split ends is still nice, and like all of that. And then I got like a little bit of dye on the ends because I have my hair like ombre. So now that it's growing out, I kind of get it trimmed to like fade it out. She's been doing that for me. So I know it's up right now, but one of these days y'all gonna see it's gonna be done.
All right, so this is again Real Women, Real Talk, and we'll be talking about, like I said, politics, our views,
everything, life from a woman's perspective.
Most definitely.
We're gonna be talking about the different ages, like the different struggles you got, like, for younger. They both have like teen girls. Children. And for me, I just barely got out of that teen stage. I'm 21. I'm about to be 22 this year. So I'm young, so I'm kind of like right over the age group. So you're gonna get a lot of that difference, kind of, So why do you want to do this podcast? Like, what audience do you want to reach, and like, what do you want to
inspire you?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, the reason I started this podcast and I want to keep it going is because I had very much of a hard life. Again, I said I had my first daughter at 13, and again, my second child at 17. But also at the age of 21, I was incarcerated when my oldest died from sickle cell anemia, and I understand the struggles that people have in life, and I don't want anybody to ever feel like they can't make it, they can't do this. I've been involved lately in the last 3 years, actually a little over 3 years, back into the community and doing community organizing and community activists, which I used to do back in Long Beach before I moved out into the Antelope Valley 10 or 11 years ago. But when I moved to Antelope Valley, I said I wasn't going to do politics or community activists no more, and I have my own nonprofit organization called Power Positive Incorporated, and basically we help youth with the negative effects of bad behavior, because as a youth, when I got in trouble, it was no big deal, but now as time has progressed and went by, the consequences for things that the youth do are more severe. Like back in the day, if you spit on somebody, it was assault, but the consequences of that assault really was no big deal. Now, jail time is mandatory for assault, and so not trying to glorify it or anything like that, but I think it's more important that our youth know the consequences about what they actions. Do, and their actions, because before, if you didn't go to school, was no big deal. Well, now if you don't go to school, your parents are looking at getting tickets and jail time and money. That most kids that miss work are from underprivileged homes, or excuse me, most kids that miss school are from underprivileged homes. So now you get a ticket which causes financial hardship on that family. And if they don't have the money to pay for the financial ticket, you know, the portion of that ticket, they end up having to do community service and look at jail time, all because of a kid not missing school. And sometimes they miss school because the parent don't want to send them to school dirty, because teacher might want to call DCFS and start up a case, you know. And so the consequences are more severe in today's society versus as when we were coming up, or I was coming up. And so I just want things to be better. And if I can start a conversation, regardless of what it is, if it's about school truancy or about police brutality. We have a bill actually that the ACLU is trying to pass about police brutality, because when we have so many police killings nowadays that we should be looking at, these people should be looking at trials and should be doing jail time. They should not be, our police should not be judge, jury, and executioners. And that's what's going on in our society right now. And with immigration, you know, we got all these people trying to come to America because, you know, we're supposed to be the land of the free and the brave, and people see opportunities, exactly, and people see hope for America, and they get over here on our borders, on our borderlines, and we get these kids being took from their parents, and here it is months later, and now you don't even know which kid go with which parent, because the process of them taking them wasn't documented like it should have to make it actually happen and come back together. So for me, I want it to be a fun podcast, but we definitely gonna get into some serious topics and talk about some real community stuff, because
we need to do better as a community.
We do. And we have a lot of racism going on with our current president. It was so separation and division, you know. And to be honest with you, it didn't start with Trump. It started with President Obama. It was like America said, oh, you guys got a black president, so you don't need nothing else. So if you've seen in the film industry how many black actors and black producers and black workers that actually stopped having work, and the same with construction and the carpentry, and our unions not doing what they should be. Like, it's sad, because in our constructions and our welders and that type of stuff, African Americans are the first one fired and the last ones hired. And so with my podcast, yes, we're going to do a lot of political talk, but also I'm going to start back up Power Positive, but it's not going to be a 50c3. It's going to be a 50c4. So it'll still be a nonprofit organization, but it will allow us to talk politics, because we have a lot of good 50c3 organizations that are out there helping, but they can't make real change because they can't talk politics. And politics is what's going to make the difference in our world changing from today. We still have child labor in other countries, and America doesn't support child labor, but really we do if we're buying products and things that are from other countries where they allow child labor. So if we are purchasing your product and you are doing child labor, then we're in support of that. So it's kind of a conflict for me personally to say we're against something, but then we still,
because the power really is in the masses.
Yes, and in the money, you know, it comes down to the almighty dollar. And if they're having kids build soccer balls and charging them 15 cents per soccer ball, but that same soccer ball here, some of those bomb soccer balls are $100+, but it really they only paid a kid maybe 15 cents, or their parent that 15 cents to sew that ball by hand. For me, that's a problem. And so I want to have fun. I want to have everybody to have a future, and in order to have a future, sometimes you got to heal. And some people are growing and never had any hardship in life, and some people have hardship from day one. So for me, it's about the growth of individuals. And some people don't even have relationships with their mom or their dad. And hopefully with this podcast, you can help yourself deal with the situations about your relationships with your different family members, or with your mate, or with yourself, because sometimes you got to love yourself before you can love anybody else.
So how many kids do you have?
I have 6 kids. I had 5 girls and 1 boy. My oldest daughter, Star, passed away from sickle cell anemia, and that's...
How old would she be?
She would be 35 years old.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And so that's how Silver got her middle name, because Silver is named after Star, Silver Star.
My name is Silver Star.
And I started a football league back in 1996 in memory of Star. And actually, Snoop Dogg ran against me for president in 1998 and actually took the league. And that's where he got his taste for youth sports in the football league, and ended up starting his own organization. So I'm glad I can be inspiring, even though at the time it wasn't a choice for me. But I was grateful he did take it from me, because I financially couldn't afford it. So when they called me, not him personally, but some people that was part of his team called me and asked me, did I want to be back in the league and as a president, how do you say it? Not really.
Like a stand-in?
Yeah, like a stand-in. I turned him down. I was like, nah, y'all can have it.
Right. It's like I'm the president, but you go ahead and do the work.
Right. I was like, thank you, but no thanks. Y'all did me a favor from taking the league from me, because personally I would have never walked away. I'm not a walk away person. I like to stick things out and do it the hard way if I have to. But yeah, so hopefully this will be a good show. We get a lot of subscribers. People like the show. We'll have a number within 2 or 3 weeks where you can call in and be part of the show.
Women Real Talk does not mean it's only for women. Like, anybody can tune in. It's not going to be only like feminine, like girl, whatever. It's going to be, all types of stuff. We all have all types of different interests. We're going to go into different political things, different views. So it's really, but I definitely want everybody to subscribe so you guys can tune in. Let us know how you feel about it, what you want us to talk about, other things like that, so we can interact with you guys and we can see where your interests and your things like that you guys have going on.
So I'd like to say hello to Princess of Hearts. Thank you for tuning in. Hey. We appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
And also, we will be having a little bit of testosterone from here every now and then, whenever we can get a male figure to come in and be part of this show.
Or certain topics that we need just a little bit of push and pull from each side,
Yes, definitely. So, Precious, being a mother of an infant, middle school kids, or elementary school, and a teenager in high school. So I did that. So
it's a lot, but it's doable.
Definitely. So tell me
it makes you feel so accomplished at the end of the day.
So tell me the pros and the cons for you in your situation.
Okay. So the pros are I love my kids, and God really designed them all, especially for me. Like, I have a wild child. I have a really calm kid. My new baby is really like, she's like touch and go. She's not really a crybaby, but she's just like, all right, what we doing today, Mom? Janiyah is like me. She's like a little Precious. If I'm not there, she'll get everybody's baths in. She'll cook food, whatever she has to do. She takes care of her little brothers and sisters, like without missing a beat.
I for sure see
and
that
everybody just really collabs so well that it's just like it works for me. I've been doing it for a really long time, even with my brothers and sisters, and I'm just a mom figure. But there are hard days though, where like all the kids are just going crazy and I want to pull my hair out, but it all works out at the end of the day.
So for me, I kind of feel like it's a little different because I started parenting at a young age. And so I was a different kind of parent versus my 15-year-old now. It's like...
I definitely feel the same.
Yeah.
With as far as Janaya and Hale, both of my oldest and my youngest are daughters, by the way. So when I was a parent with Janaya, I was like very much into her, but I was also very much into myself. I was only 17 years old, and I was finishing school. I was doing all these other things that teenagers do, and trying to fit in being a mom at the same time. In my mind, I was like, I'm responsible. I could do this. But realistically, how I'm a mother with Hale today, I wasn't just like, teaching her stuff and just really in tune with the type of person that she's turning out to be.
And I was kind of the opposite, even though I had Star at a very, very young age, because Star had sickle cell anemia. She would go in and out the hospital. So when she was in the hospital, I was very in tune to her condition and to her. And I can honestly say she never spent a night at the hospital without me, with the exception of when I was in jail right before she died. But as I got to Dallas, it was like, I'm tired of being a mom. It's not that I didn't want to mother her, but I wasn't the kind of mother like when I had Angel, which is my third child. I would catch the bus to the daycare where I worked at, and I would teach her sign language on the bus. I don't think I taught Dallas her ABCs. It was like, you got bigger sisters.
Well, in your defense. That's
defense, though, because certain things, I was somewhere, down the line, and Angel taught me how to ride a bike and swim, and
that
it just
depends.
Right, it just depends on what you have around you.
But you have to keep in mind that your mom raised not just you guys, but like 12 other
and that's
children.
what I was saying.
Right.
So when you get raising 20 kids, you're like, oh yeah, this last kid, y'all got it, right?
Dallas as a baby, there was me and then 4 of my cousins. So it really wasn't like, oh, I have this baby, but I really have this baby.
Right.
It was like, you have this baby, and then all of these kids
are
and then
take
what
care
are
of
you
her.
doing? Your work,
Correct.
and then you come home, and then
Right.
you got
But-
all these kids with the baby.
Right.
And
I understand all that, but I'm just saying, as personal as a mother opinion and a mother being involved. So
Right.
my involvement, even with you, because I started a new job working for the county, fresh, you know what I'm saying? So it was important that I was on time to work. I wasn't late. I didn't miss days. You know what I'm saying? So
And it's different when you're balancing work with kids as opposed to having free time with a baby. It's like,
exactly.
that's why I'm about to get my own schedule. Entrepreneur, get your own stuff. So,
Right. But when
I'm like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what I would do if I was a young kid. I mean, if I was young when I had
this
a
is
kid.
just your trial and error thing.
For me, when I was young, I was a hothead. I was wild. I was, So for me now, I'm a lot more, calm as a person. So me being a parent, I have a baby girl. So I thought, oh, I'm too mean to have a girl. What am I gonna do? And now I'm the soft parent. I was like, what? Like, hold on, what? I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're coming to the end of the show. So before I close out, I just want to say one thing to you, Silver. So I understand the whole process of how a person is developed now. And for you, your development came through the era of me actually fighting for my football league and trying to keep something that I established. And actually by the time I was pregnant with you, we had 10 teams on the field. Snoop had sponsored us. I had homegirls and enemies on my field bringing their kids to support me, and living the life that I lived prior to changing, because I wasn't always community conscious. So before that life, I was a hothead too. And
that's where your strong-willedness comes from.
And so with all of that said, I just want everybody to know your development of how you become a person starts long before, even before that. It starts while you're in your mother's stomach.
I feel the same way.
And what your parent is doing. And so all you young mothers and even the older one, you guys just remember what you have while you're pregnant and think about it, because I see the difference in my kids and the startup from the point that they were in their stomach, and I see the difference in my granddaughter's house, or excuse me, my granddaughter. Specifically Naomi, because Silver was a different kind of mom. And
when I was pregnant, I was the nicest person ever. You could say something that hurt my feelings, that made me mad, and I would just sit there like, okay. And then like now I see her and she's like the happiest baby ever, and I'm just like,
that was so great.
I don't know, like, you
So
changed
positive
me,
vibes, pregnant
man.
women. Positive vibes.
We're gonna say bye. Before we say bye, Presh, give out your social media again.
Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Presh Kabar the Boss, spelled PRESHKOBARTHEBOSS, and on Facebook, Presh Kabar Braids.
And then for me, you can follow me on YouTube at Simply Silver, and on Instagram at _Simply Silver.
And spell Simply Silver, even though
I can't spell. I'm just kidding. So it's SIMPLY and then SILVER, no spaces.
And I'm Selena Coleman, and this is Real Women, Real Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And
share.
definitely follow all of us on our social media. Social media is booming nowadays. I know y'all know, but just saying, you can get all the updates. You want to see my plates of food? I'm about to have that booming
you
too.
You don't want to miss the Mother's Day brunch.
And then on
weekend.
Mother's Day, y'all gonna see, like, we got so much going on. I might even have my hair done for y'all.
And I'm Real Women, Real Talk on all social medias. And also, I still have my personal page, which is Selena Coleman on Facebook. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for watching the show, definitely.
Real Women, Real Talk. And
we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next time.